Do you have a rare 1965 quarter? Well, I'm going to show you everything that you want to look for on these coins that can make them extremely rare and valuable. Some of these coins sell for thousands of dollars, so let's just hop right into it. Now, these errors you can actually look for on other coins and other dated coins as well, not just 1965 quarters, but this coin here ended up selling for $129 because it has been broad struck. So it's pretty obvious, you know, you can see around the rim of the coin that it looks stretched out. That is a broad strike, $129 for that quarter. Next up is something that could easily be passed up. It's just a small curved clip. So you got a double curved clip on this particular coin. So you see two different clips here. It does add value to the coin, not a tremendous amount of value, but the coin did sell for $61 at auction because of that. Now, of course, the condition always matters as well. So that will be the grade of the coin. This next coin is graded at an AU58. So pretty common to have a 1965 quarter in this condition, to be honest. It's nothing really special, but this coin has a doubled die obverse. So what you want to look for is doubling on the front of the coin. You want to look for doubling on all of the lettering, the word liberty, the phrase in God we trust. You want to look for doubling on the date 1965. Now there are different examples, different double dies that take place on the 1965 quarter, which we are showing you here in these images displayed. Now there are a lot of different prices for these coins as well. So this first one that's graded at an AU58, double die on the front of the coin, the obverse of the coin, sold for $360 at auction. This next coin, also an AU58 double die obverse. However, this coin sold for $488 at auction. It depends on when you sell the coin, the market at the time in which you sell the coin, the grade, which we just seen two of the same grade sell for about $100 difference, and of course, which double die you actually have. Now, this next coin sold for even more money at a lower grade, worse condition, AU55 grade, sold for $575. So again, it does matter when you sell the coin as well. Now, we really start bumping up in prices when we get to a mint state 65 grade. This is a double die obverse, same thing, doubling on the obverse of the Washington quarter, but a much better conditioned coin. Mint state 65 grade. A 70 is the best grade or the best condition you can get on the coin grading scale, right? This coin sold for $720 at auction. Could you imagine finding a $700 quarter from the bank in a coin roll? I mean, that's a good one that people really forget to look for right there. Free silver coin giveaways every Tuesday and Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only on the Whatnot app. No catch, guys. Free silver giveaways. Plus, you get the $15 credit to spend on the Whatnot app. You can purchase any product from any seller and use your $15 credit today. Download the Whatnot app at the link in the comments below or scan the QR code on the screen. Now, next up, this is pretty cool. We have two quarters from 1965 that are both slabbed together here by PCGS. This first coin here has a die break on the obverse of the coin. The next coin has been broad struck out of collar and also has a die break on the obverse of the coin. So both of these were slabbed together. Pretty cool mint errors. They both sold together for $180. Not too bad. Now, 1965 quarters, guys, are very common. It's a very common date. It's not rare to have a 1965 quarter. But if you have one in a certain condition like this, a mint state 68, this coin sold for over $11,000 at auction. I'm talking, it's very hard to get a 68. That's why this coin sold for that price. There's not many of them at this grade, $11,000. But if you just go 3 grades lower at a mint state 65, I mean, this coin looks incredible too, right? But it's not a 68. Collectors want the top graded coin. This coin only sold for around $40 at auction. Big difference from $11,000 to $40, just 3 grades apart. Sometimes one grade can make a tremendous difference in value. Now, this next coin is a 1965 quarter, but you can see on the coin holder here by NGC, it says SMS. That means special mint set. All right, here's an example of what a 1965 special mint set looks like. This is where one of those quarters would come from, right? But In this case, this coin was struck 10% off center, and the quarter ended up selling for around $160. Next up is a very rare mint error. This coin sold for over $1,600, nearly a $2,000 quarter here. This is a 1965 quarter that was accidentally struck onto a Roosevelt dime planchet. So this planchet was intended for a dime design, however, a quarter design was struck onto it. That's why it sold for $1,600. Now this next coin sold for $66 at auction. It does not weigh the correct weight. It only weighs 4.2 grams. This is where a quarter was struck onto the thickness of a 10-cent stock. Kind of similar to the last error, but not exactly. Nowhere near as rare. 66 bucks for that coin. Now here is a pretty similar error as we looked at a couple coins ago. This coin sold for $360 at auction. A quarter design struck onto a Roosevelt dime 10-cent planchet. That's why you cannot see the whole design of the quarter, because a dime planchet is much smaller than a quarter planchet. Now this is the same case, however, this is where a quarter design was struck onto a 5-cent planchet from 1965. This coin sold for $348. Mint error coin collectors pay like a crazy amount of money for coins like that. Next up is a 1965 quarter that is one of the rarest 1965 quarters you can possibly look for. All right, so in 1964, they made 90% silver quarters. Now, in 1965, they stopped making silver quarters for circulation. No longer silver, right? They were clad coins in 1965. However, we have a 1965 quarter design that was accidentally struck onto one of the silver planchets that they used in 1964. So that is a huge and valuable mint error. So if you ever come across a silver 1965 quarter, you definitely want to have it graded. The way that you can tell if it's silver or not, very easy. Watch my silver coin videos, how to tell if a coin is silver, Couch Collectibles. Weigh your coin, look at the edge of the coin. The appearance from a silver coin and a clad coin is totally different. This coin sold for over $8,000 at auction. Now we talked about the SMS coin sets in 1965. This is that quarter from one of those sets. It is graded at a specimen 68 cameo. This coin sold for $2,600. That's right, $2,640 for that special mint set quarter at a 68 grade. Now, if you look at the difference here, this is at a 66 cameo grade. 2 grades lower, this coin only sold for around $50 at auction. Big difference from $50 and almost $3,000. Now here's another SMS quarter, but this has a mint error. The coin has a strike-through error, and it was actually struck through a string, and it kind of looks like a cross there going through Washington's head. That is a pretty unique type of error, and that's why someone paid $228 for this coin. Don't forget, guys, if you guys want to pick up that $15 Whatnot credit, you can purchase any product from any seller as long as you use my personal link in the comments below. I'm doing live coin auctions, silver and gold giveaways every Tuesday and Wednesday, sometimes Fridays, over on the Whatnot app. Hit the link in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.